All right, you're back for the next installment on the Riviera. Today we're doing the lower control arms. I've got some big dollar bracket racing over there on the computer. It's going to be a good day. So, to do the lower control arms, we need to remove the shock, compress the spring, pop the ball joint, pull the control arm off the frame, and take off the leading locating bar, lack of a better term. Now, I've got a bushing that came in the kit for the lower control arm to the frame. I don't have a bushing. They're a little hard to find. I haven't found them successfully yet. That goes from the locator to the frame. So we're going to work on that, see if that's something I can replace, if I can make something that's going to work, build something new, and let's just dig in and get this project moving. Okay, let's look at this for a brief second. We've got the locator bar, the frame mount. Forgot to mention the sway bar end link. We got the shock, we got the lower ball joint, all that stuff. So let's start things rolling, and let's just start getting this thing taken apart. It shouldn't take too awful long to do, I'm hoping. But, we're always one broken bolt away from an 8-hour ordeal. Alright guys, we got to talk about this for a moment, and all my lights died except for the one in my pocket. So, the lower control arm here can't actually come away from the spindle or knuckle with the brakes in place. The lower control arm contacts the drum backing plate, so now I got to take this apart to get it separated from the spindle, so that way I can get the lower control arm away. Oh, and instead of having a bushing in the control arm like I was expecting, we have a bushing in the frame, which is going to be a little bit more of a trick to get out. We'll figure it out and I'll show you what goes on. Okay, we're here at the press. I got everything, degreased enough to the point where you can hold on to it. There's the lower control arm. I got it all figured out already, I hope. So, we should be able to just press this guy out. There's no spot welds on the lower control arm that I could see. Now, I could be wrong, but, I degreased it before I even started, so I didn't see any spot welds or anything that was, particularly troubling. I guess I this. Contact. And it's starting to move. Nice and easy. Ta-da! Ta-da! One lower ball joint, one still greasy control arm. We're going to get after this and, clean it up a little bit more, wire wheel it, and throw some paint on it. All right, we're under the car, ball joint separated, lower control arms painted. Now we got to get that bushing out. Now, it's in the frame The flange is on the forward side. There's the damper. There's the nose of the car right there, just for, you know, location purposes. Now, I've got this ball joint press that I'm going to try and press into service. Ha ha ha. Yes, that was a joke. Please laugh. If not, that's okay. Anyways, I'm going to get this thing stacked up. We're going to see if we can get this thing pushed out. Should be pretty easy. I grabbed one of the new bushings just for reference, just to see what it looked like. So, let's get pushing. Well, that took about 7 times longer than it needed to. We got the bushing out from the frame. I got a little bit of cleanup to do. I basically wound up tearing it apart using a carbide bit, splitting it up the side and smacking it with a hammer till it broke to get it out. So I'm going to take a break. My hands are a little tired. We're going to work on the lower control arm next, get the ball joint pushed back in, because that sounds easy to do at the moment. Let's keep going. Alright, so we're going to get this lower ball joint pressed in. So I got lower ball joint. Just going to try and orient it so the cotter pin's easy to put in when we get that far. Control arm. 2 of the pieces that make this easy. And our big pushing socket. So, just like that, we're all pushed in. Okay, so I got the boss cleaned up, and I spent a few minutes thinking, how the heck am I going to get this bushing pressed back in? So what I've done is I've got the plates from the ball joint press on both sides. I've got a big long 1/2-inch bolt. I got a stack of washers, a nut. I got a wrench on this side. I'm going to put another wrench on this side, and I'm just going to tighten it up and, you know, work the bushing in. It's going to be a slow process. Sure, if I had a piece of all thread, it would be faster because I could just, you know, start to finish. But I got a big long bolt. It's what I got handy. I'm going to use it for as long as I can. And we're just going to work this bushing in nice and slow. You know, it is what it is. So we're just going to do it. We're going to start getting the lower control arm back up to its frame mount. I'm going to get my feet unstuck. Now, be sure to grease all the surfaces where metal's going to touch, like your bushings. I already greased up the inner side of the frame rail. I'm going to grease up the bolt for the lower control arm as soon as I get that far and get it up there a bit closer to where I can slide the bolt in, but that'll also get greased. Alright guys, that pretty well wraps up the suspension on the driver's side. Now I just went over a couple things, make sure I got it torqued down right. You know, if you're ever questioning it, go ahead and put a wrench on it again, make sure that it's tight. I mean, this is kind of important stuff you're messing with here. So, by the way, kind of a cool view there. Anyways, just got the driver's side done. I'm leaving the drum off because I still have to come back and do the brakes. So I might as well just save myself a step, leave it off for now. The wheel bearings, haven't thought too far into that one yet. I may get some new wheel bearings and some seals just to make this thing go back together and, you know, peace of mind. So, thanks for watching. Next time, we're going to be moving on to the other side. And that'll be a lot quicker because I've got a few more tricks up my sleeve. I know where I'm headed. And hopefully it'll take a lot less time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.